everybody, and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, welcome. I'm Amber Rose, also known as the Religious Hippie. You can basically follow me on any social media platform, or you can go straight to my website at thereligioushippie.com. I'm so happy that you guys are joining me today for this live stream. As I said in my Instagram post, I'm going to be doing a Q&A today. I'm just going to basically be answering your questions. I thought I posted a Q&A earlier this morning, and it turns out I didn't. So that's on me, my bad, but you guys can go over to my Instagram story, or you guys can ask it in the chat box over here. Totally up to you. It just depends on what you guys want to do. But I'm very excited because I feel like, you know what? Everything's finally coming together. We have everything figured out. So, yeah, I am very happy to just hop on here and kind of talk to you guys. If you guys didn't know, we were on day 6 today of the St. Gabriel of Our Lady of Sorrows novena. So I do that on my, oh my gosh, my Instagram. And Katie from A Catholic Mom's Life, she's been, or A Sweet Catholic Life. Sorry, I get her and Heather a little bit confused sometimes with their handles. And she's going to join us tomorrow, I believe. But I'm not 100% sure on that because tomorrow is my sister's bridal shower. So there's just like a lot of good stuff going on, and I'm quite excited for it. But yeah, so I am really excited. Keith, thank you. Thank you. I'm glad you think it looks good. We fixed it. You literally saw what it was before this. It looked like 480p. It was awful. Now we got the camera going from Gabby After Hours. Shout out to him because he is a lifesaver. Keith's been helping us just make things look a lot better. And so, yeah, I am so excited for this. This is so fun. But yeah, feel free to ask your guys' questions. I'm just so excited. Okay, Lent. How is my Lent going? Okay. Oh my gosh, guys. Lent has been one of those things that I always kind of dreaded going into. And I know that sounds really bad because we're Catholics, and without Lent, we can't have Easter. And so, you know, that kind of thing. But Lent was always one of those things that I was very anxious about because I always felt like I was never doing it right. But this time around, I feel like I'm crushing it, actually. A little bit. I feel like I've been really good with my prayer life. I feel like I've been really good about not eating meat almost at all, except for on Sundays. I feel like I've been really good about not consuming alcohol at all. Like all of the things that I've kind of wanted to do, like my New Year's resolutions that I just haven't gotten to. I feel like I've really been able to unite them with Christ, and then he gives me the grace and the ability to actually fulfill those things because now I'm not doing it for selfish reasons. I'm doing it for him. And so I don't know, it's crazy. So there's a lot of stuff that's going on that I am just like so excited. But yeah, so I am just on cloud 9. How is your guys' Lenten season going? How's that? I haven't talked to you guys in a little bit. And also a new video came out today. I think it's Help 8. If you guys don't know, I do these help segments where people email me anything that they're struggling with, and I try to offer them some advice. And so we're on episode 8 now. So definitely go check that out if you haven't already. But yeah, very excited for this. Am I ever going to post the novenas on YouTube? I could definitely do that in the future. I think that's something that, you know, could benefit people if they're interested in that. I'm not against that. I just don't know if that would be alive on YouTube every day. To do the novena, I feel like it might have to be pre-recorded. But either way, if you guys that's something you guys are interested in, I'm totally down to do that for you guys. Let's see. Ooh, pray for Mari's best friend, Cassie, who's gone into labor, guys. Very exciting. Pray for her and the baby, because that is just, we love little babies. It's going to be great. It's going to be great. Terry, hey. All my friends are hopping on today. Hey, guys. I love you guys. You guys are the best. Twitter friends are underrated, okay? We know how to have a good time. Anyways, so, yeah. So basically, I am just here to answer questions and to kind of talk about stuff. So I'm interviewing a few authors, so stay tuned for those. They're going to come out on my podcast. And, man, there's just like so much going on. I don't even know where to begin. I guess we could start with a little bit more of a deep dive into Lent. So one of the things that I really wanted to do is I really wanted to go to the First Friday devotions. So that's something that Max and I are doing tonight. If you guys don't know what that, or not First Friday, sorry, Stations of the Cross. We also do First Fridays, but Stations of the Cross is what we want to do. And that's something that I'm really trying to do is do the stations every week because during Lent on Fridays, I think it's a beautiful, it's a beautiful tradition, but also it's a beautiful prayer that gets us ready for Easter and for Good Friday and just, Holy Week in general. Because if we're uniting ourselves with Christ on Calvary and our sufferings with him, our burdens become lighter. So I think it's really cool. Um, I don't know what part of Poland I'm from. I probably should look that up. My Yeah, I don't know. I'm kind of a mutt though, so it's like I have like the Polish Native American genetics, kind of German genetics, and my sister has like the Scotch Irish genetics, if that makes sense. So we don't look like we are sisters, really. Some people say we do, but many people say we don't look alike, which is like fine, whatever. But we basically got like the split, our national, like it just split. So yeah, I got the German side. My sister got like the Scotch Irish side, which is kind of cool. But yeah, I have no idea. But yeah, ooh, Father Edward, welcome. Oh my gosh, if you guys haven't read any of Father Edward's books, please go ahead and do that. Father Edward Looney. He was on the book club for his book, How They Love Mary. It's actually around here somewhere. It's over there, but I'm not going to get up to get it. You guys should check that book out. It's really good. But Father Edward, he's fantastic. So, hi, Father Edward. Can I speak any Polish? Uh, I can say I can say kaczka, which I think means duck, and piłka, which I think means ball. That's all I got. That's all I can say. So sorry to disappoint. I do think it's very cool though how people hold on to their heritage and they are able to speak in their native language. That's definitely something that Max wants to incorporate into our future children, is French, which I'm 100% on board with. So I've been learning French. I'm not good, so nobody asked me to say anything because I'm going to butcher it. But when I get better, maybe I will say something that I can say. But yeah, I usually disappoint people when they're like, "Oh my gosh, can you say something in something?" And I'm like, "No." Like I can't. But yeah, so it's just been, I think it's a good time. Lent's a good time to unite ourselves with God, although, it's good all the time to do that. I'm going to pull up Instagram here because I had a few questions, I believe, come in. People always ask me what my favorite saint is. And I mean, I don't know. Can you guys guess what my favorite saint is, even though I haven't said it? I want to know if you guys can guess it by chance. If you guys know what it is, you guys don't get to guess. But can any of you guys guess who my favorite saint is? It's like the guy. It's a guy. I will pretense with that, or preface with that. He's like one of my favorites. We'll see if anyone can get it. Well, Mary's not a guy, so I mean, I love Our Lady. I do truly. She's amazing, but nope. Not Saint Benedict. Ah, yes, Saint Francis. Second try. It is Saint Francis. You guys are close though. Okay, all great guesses though. Okay, so it goes Saint Francis, Saint Joseph, Saint Maximilian Kolbe, and then Saint Drago. So Saint Drago, he's the patron saint of coffee and ugly people, and I just think that's the best thing to be the patron saint of. So I think that's absolutely hilarious. So yeah, that's my favorite patron saint because a lot of people ask me that on my Q&As, and yeah, it doesn't really change. I kind of go down my list. I mean, I love all the saints, but it's like my most favorite. People also like to ask me what my favorite iced coffee is, and Max makes my iced coffees for the most part when I'm in the studio and I come over to film and everything. So when I don't have Max making my coffees, I don't want to drink coffee at all. It's yeah. I used to be the Dunkin' queen, and sometimes I have a hankering for like an iced coffee from Dunkin' with like 2 granulated sugars and it just hits the spot. Love that. But 99% of the time, I am more than happy to just have what Max makes because it's cheaper and it's more delicious and you don't get that like watered down taste that you often get sometimes with the coffee. So, not the vibe. But yeah. So, we love that. Ooh. Oh, yeah, yeah, yeah. What are your guys' patron saints? Go ahead and put those in. I'm sorry there's not much structure to this. I'm kind of just having fun with you guys right now because I think it's fun to have unstructured live streams and stuff sometimes. Um, Mari's favorite funny saint patronage is St. Lawrence, being patron saint of cooks for the way he was martyred. For those who don't know about St. Lawrence, he was put on like this, I don't even know what you want to call it, like a turn thingy. And when he was they were basically burning him alive. And he said, I think I'm done on this side. And that's why he's the patron saint of cooks. And I think, I don't know, funny stuff. Funny stuff, guys. Saint Augustine. Yeah, Saint Augustine. Do you guys say Augustine or Augustine? You guys, if you type it, it's going to be the exact same. So if it's Augustine, just leave off the E. And if you say I can't say it now. Augustine, there we go. Then put the E at the end. Maddie! Sweetie! Oh my gosh, hi! Oh, I miss you. I hope you're doing well. Hope you had a good day at school. Do you like my set? I hope you like my set. Hi, sweetie. Yeah, it's just really cool. Love you, cutie. You're so sweet. Yeah, I absolutely love St. Lawrence. So, yeah, you know what? I found that when I'm not drinking coffee, I don't have like that weird crash in the middle of the day where I get super like moody and irritated. So it's like kind of cool because if I'm drinking chai tea, which Max and I have kind of switched over to chai, chai tea literally is just saying tea twice. We switched over to chai and we found that like, well, at least I found, I don't know about Max, but I found that my sugar crashes and like my caffeine crash isn't that bad. So it's kind of cool. But yeah, I love hearing about all of your guys's patron saints. That's awesome. Augustine. It just depends on where you are in the world, to be honest. Yeah. But yeah, so hang on one second. I have like normally I get a lot of questions on Instagram, but I think because it's Friday, most people take off Friday. Yeah, Mari, I love chai too. It's just like, ooh, green tea. Do you guys like matcha? I'm not a huge fan of matcha personally, but I've heard that a lot of people like it. It's just too grainy for me. Like when I drink it, I feel like I'm drinking sand almost. That's probably not I'm probably not drinking it properly if that's the case. But yeah, I'm not a huge fan of matcha. I think that's yeah. However, I will say there's this really cute matcha store that's down the street from where I babysit actually. And in the summertime, I walk down there or I drive there and I get a matcha because not a matcha. I don't even know what it is, but they have a bunch of different types of teas and they have a bunch of different coffees. They have lemonades. And I got this really good mango lemonade something, but it had matcha in it, but I couldn't really taste it. Yeah, me too, Maddie. I'm not a huge fan. I've heard matcha lattes can be good. But yeah, I guess I've just never had it prepared properly in that sense, but I don't know. I guess it could be. I'll have to try it sometime. Maddie, you and I will try it sometime. I'll bring some over and we'll try it and we'll give our review. We'll be like, yeah, this is great. Or, ooh, it's not the vibe. I'll learn how to make it properly though. So it's not like a huge deal. But yeah. No, so I think it's so crazy to me because it feels like Lent's flying by so quickly and I haven't even I don't know, I just feel like we just had Advent and now we're flying into Lent and it's crazy. So let's see here. We have some questions from Esther. I'm so sorry if I say your name wrong. I'm not good at names. Just leave it at that. Any tips on how I can talk slash educate about the Catholic Church on my Instagram? I think honestly the best way is to use humor. One of my friends, Amanda, she is so good at this. Let me see her handle. I always forget what her name is on here. Amanda, Daily Dose of Catholic Truth. If you guys do not follow Amanda, you guys are missing out. She's the funniest person I've ever met. She's so lighthearted. She is so fun. I absolutely love it. Oh, Mari, the only reason I know how to say your name correctly is because West Coast Catholic, Mari, she's a friend of mine and she spells her name the same. So I was literally just taking a gamble if I was saying your name right or not, but I'm glad I got it right. I'm getting better at names, guys. But yeah, so I definitely think if you want to evangelize to people, you should definitely use humor to do it. I think that's why memes are taking off and people want lightheartedness. We already have enough doom and gloom. And so if you make funny reels or you post a meme about something, I think it reaches our generation and younger generations a lot better than super hardcore stuff. I personally like the hardcore stuff, kind of like, Father Ripperger, Father Alar, Father uh oh my gosh, there's so many. I kind of like that type of thing, but I've always kind of liked that type of thing even when I was older. Okay, bye Maddie. Even when I was younger, I really liked the hardcore stuff. It just felt right to me. I liked being convicted. I liked being, held accountable for things. I don't know. I liked the hardcore talks that everyone was kind of afraid of. The fire and brimstone, so to speak. But not a lot of people like that. So I go to Father Ripperger, I go to Father Chris Alar, I go to Father oh my gosh, there's another one. Slipping my mind at the moment, but there's a few of them. And so I sometimes am like that. I'm sometimes like, here's the truth, take it or leave it. But I don't always think that's the best way to approach certain situations. I also think that it's important to share your own testimony and your own story. I think that's a great way for people to get to know you better because people want to be connected with the person behind the screen. They don't mind the memes and there's meme pages and I'm friends with a few of them and they're fantastic, but I know them behind the scenes. I don't just know them as a meme page. And I do know that at least from my own experience and from what people have told me, they do prefer when they can connect with the person on a more personal level. So sharing your own testimony is a great way of doing that. Mari says lighthearted memes can also emphasize the joy and hope and joy that are fruits of gifts of faith. And there are many without either right now, 100%. I think ever since COVID, it's been very difficult for people to, you know, kind of just be happy. I don't know. I've just noticed that. Oh, hey, Clay, welcome. And so that's something that I think is really important. And people want to laugh. They want to have fun. They want to be excited about stuff. Memes are a great way of doing that. And just being lighthearted in general, I think is really good. Some other people who do it really good, a really good job of that is the Crunchcast. Ethan and Patrick, they're friends of mine. They're also phenomenal in this area. They make some of the funniest reels I've ever seen. And along with Amanda, she makes really funny reels. So yeah, I think that's honestly the best way to evangelize because once you have a foundation with somebody and you have a personal connection with them, you can convict them. But I feel like being online, people tend to, they like, for me, for example, I don't know you guys all personally, right? I don't know every aspect of your life. I don't know what your worldview is. I don't know how you were raised, those types of things. And even though you guys know who I am because I'm on here all the time, literally, um, it doesn't mean that you necessarily, um, what's the word? Like you guys personally connect with me, as if we were friends in person having coffee. And so for me, I want to make sure that I can be vulnerable with you guys enough to know that, so you guys know that I do care about you, and I do want to hear about, your testimonies and everything like that. Um, but I think sometimes people don't feel that connection because you're not there with them in person. And so if you start telling them these, fire and brimstone things, and you can say it in a loving way, of course, but because you're not a personal friend of theirs, they're less likely to receive the information well and actually do something with it. Because I noticed that when people are seeking out an answer to something they're struggling about, then they're receptive of that information. Like for me with spiritual warfare and Father Ripperger, he'll just hit the nail on the head and just be like, yep, you guys got to start fasting, or you guys have to do this. It's like, it's not that hard. And if I wasn't looking for that, if I wasn't looking for an answer, I might be like, what are you talking about? Like, it's so difficult, da, 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 da. Or like, you don't know me personally. Like, you don't know what I have to go through. And so I think it's so important, that, we can connect with each other in that way. And I think the best way to start that foundation is through humor. And just that was a really drawn out explanation. The point is, humor is great. Humor is 1 out of 1. 1 out of 1. So what happens when I haven't had coffee in a while, guys? Brittany says, I literally talked to my boyfriend about you. Like, you're my bestie. Like, OMG, guess what Amber was talking about today? I love that. Oh my gosh. That's so funny though. Sometimes I do that with you guys too. I'm like, you will not believe what this person just like asked me a question of, because it's something that I've been struggling with. And so now I have to figure out like, okay, how do I handle this? It's really funny. It's great. Oh yeah, Clay, I'll see you in March. It'll be epic. 10 out of 10. How to fix tremendous anxiety. It honestly depends. Anxiety is really difficult for a lot of people, especially today. And I think that that's, due to a lot of things. I think, mental health is on the decline, especially with, the rise of social media and all this stuff. And we have a lot of anxiety. Depending on what's triggering your anxiety, it could be a boatload of different things. I always suggest, first of all, if you do need therapy, go to therapy. Catholic therapists, they're fantastic. Dr. Jerry Crete, he's fantastic. I just did a podcast with him about mental health. So if you want to check out A Catholic's Perspective with me, you can listen on Spotify or Apple, wherever you listen, iHeartRadio. And you can listen to that because he gives some great pointers about mental health and how we tie in our faith into the mental health, because he's Catholic, of course. And so he sent me his book. It's called Litanies of the Heart. Really, really amazing book. I suggest it to everybody who's trying to better themselves and work through trauma. It's just such a fantastic book. So highly suggest that. But if you do need a Catholic therapist, obviously catholictherapist.com. But other than that, I would start praying the Divine Mercy Chaplet. I think that that's been a anxiety consoler for me personally. I can't speak to everybody, but I know for a fact just being able to say, Jesus, I trust in you over and over and over again, it has helped my anxiety. But I don't have like diagnosed anxiety. So I can't be like, oh, this will work for you if you actually have it. I just know what it works. It works for me. And then, of course, asking Our Lady to wrap her mantle around us. And, if you can, talk to a spiritual director about it. I don't know a lot about it, but yeah. Which prayer is that again? The Divine Mercy. So Jesus, I trust in you is a part of Divine Mercy, but the Divine Mercy Chaplet is really good. It's really short. It's basically oh my gosh, I'm blanking. I never blank on this. I offer you the body, blood, soul, and divinity of your dearly beloved Son, our Lord Jesus Christ, in atonement for our sins and those of the whole world, for the sake of his sorrowful passion. So it's really, really helpful, in my opinion. Um, ooh, making rosaries helps Terry with her anxiety. Maybe pick up a hobby of some kind if that helps, a Catholic hobby. Where's my fiance? He's in the other room. He's actually watching this on the TV. Hi, babe. He's watching it so that I know if the quality's good or not. I have never been to Poland. I would love to go to Poland one day, but um, I don't have a passport yet, so got to get one of those. Uh, German ancestry. Well, yeah. I mean, I do have a last name. Schneider is my last name, which means shoemaker in German, and so that's on my dad's side. Yes, it is German, but I'm a mutt, so it's like I have a bunch of different things. My mom's side of the family is like Native American, Scotch Irish. Uh, oh my gosh, there's a few others in there. English, Canadian, I guess. French. We're French too. Um, and on my dad's side, it's Polish and German. So yeah, I have a lot of my dad's cousins speak Polish, which is really cool. And his mom spoke Polish, but we didn't pick up Polish at all or any German or anything. Oh my gosh, Susan, welcome. Hi. Thank you for being here. I really appreciate you. Um, how do you deal with the people who hate on your ministry? Honestly, I say this so many times because I think it's really important for people to think about this. So for me personally, haters will be prayed for. It's my slogan. You guys can get a beanie with it on it. You can get a tumbler. You guys, there's a prayer journal with it on there. If you want to go to the religioushippie.com, you can go to my donation center. You can donate and then receive an item. But yeah, so how I deal with the hate is I changed my thinking about it because for me personally, people might attack me, my looks, how I speak, they might attack my ministry, they might be saying, "Oh, you're doing this for the money." Trust me, I'm not doing this for the money. It's not cheap to run a ministry and the payoff is for me, oop, sorry. The payoff is good because I know I'm leading souls to Christ, but financially speaking, the payoff isn't like fantastic, and that's why we don't do that. So when it comes to haters, I think the main thing we need to realize is that hurt people hurt people. And so I view these people as people who need help, right? They're people who are screaming for help. I view it as a sign for help. So when God puts these people in front of me, my first inclination might be to be like snarky or have a comeback or something. But once I think about it, I put my phone down, I think about it for a while. I'm like, this person probably just needs prayers. Like at the end of the day, honestly, and that's where the haters will be prayed for comes from. So I definitely think that for me, I just let the haters, I just let people say whatever they want. And if I feel like it's really vulgar and really gross, I'll delete it, of course. But for the most part, I do my best to really pray for those people because I do view it as God putting them in front of my face to pray for them. He's like, this person needs prayers. They're giving you this hate, but I'm letting you see it. And I'm allowing this so that you learn humility, but also so that you can pray for their soul because everybody needs prayers, right? So yes, I'm so glad. I'm so glad, guys. But yeah, I just, you got to do what you got to do. I appreciate it, St. Francis. I don't know your real name, but that's your handle. So yes, Susan, 100%. More comments, more views. Absolutely. Let's see. Bill asks, I wanted to ask you and Max this when you were doing the live stream on dating, but when you guys were single, would have been open to dating someone with a disability like autism. I honestly don't know. I mean, like, I know people who have autism and I'm friends with them and they're great. But they're girls. I don't really have any guy friends. I wouldn't completely write it off. I don't think that would be right, but I also think that, um, you know, if that's somebody's deal breaker, they should get to know somebody first who has that first before deciding like, oh no, I'm not going to date anyone with autism or anyone with this. I think they should get to know them first. And if the personalities don't work and they're just like, they're not compatible, that's different. But if you're compatible and they have autism, that's fine. You know what I mean? So I don't think that should really play a role. I think it's more or less, do you guys enjoy each other's company? Are you both Catholic? Are you guys working towards marriage? Is this something you want to continue? And if they have depression or anxiety or autism or, you know, anything really that I don't know might turn some people away. I mean, so what? You know what I mean? I don't know if that makes sense. Hopefully that makes sense. But yeah, lots of people learn a lot your videos. You're very inspirational to people of faith. God bless you and your ministry. Oh, thank you so much. I really do appreciate it, guys. I really appreciate it. It's okay, Meg. We've all been there. Trust me. I've since my time on TikTok, I've learned quite a few things about, you know, not posting everything that comes to my mind. Because I think that's also a big issue is especially on Twitter, is I see oversharing all the time where people literally just post whatever without any regard to how it'll affect their soul or how it looks to God or anything like that. And so I think that's something, you know, we all need to be aware of. And I just think it's great when we can kind of look back and be like, oh yeah, maybe that wasn't the best thing, and you know, move forward. I think people need to move forward, even if there's a belief. You know, like especially on social media is so unforgiving. But especially if there's like a belief, let's say that you, not you specifically, anyone, but like let's say I believed something about something. Let's say I believed something and it wasn't necessarily correct or it wasn't coming from the right place. And then a year or two later, I decide to change my mind. And people were like, well, weren't you saying this a year ago? Yes, I grew. I changed. I changed my perspective. I'm allowed to do that. But social media isn't very forgiving. And so it's kind of difficult to do that. So I think it's okay. And I think more of us need to admit our faults and we need to admit when we're wrong or, you know, when we've been hurt. And there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't make us weak. In fact, it makes us stronger because we're recognizing our own vices, our own, you know, issues. And I think that is just, yeah, I just think that's fantastic. So welcome back, Julian. Wonderful. Welcome back. But yeah, so yeah, Clay, changing your mind on Twitter is not allowed. The amount of times that Clay and Terry have seen me get dragged through the mud on Twitter is too many to count. So my real friends here, I'm gonna fist bump. Woo! All right, guys. Well, I'm going to hop off. I absolutely love discussing this with you guys. Let me know, you know, how you guys are doing. I put a Q&A up on my Instagram, so I'll be answering that over the weekend. My sister's bridal shower's tomorrow, so please keep her and her fiance in your prayers. Super excited for that. But yeah, with all of that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your night. Thank you for hopping on here, and I'll talk to you guys soon. Bye, guys.